the hotel, I mean the apartment in which we live. Very nice feature. We get free coffee every morning if we want it. I'm heading into work this morning. Many people that talk to me or that give me a call to discuss branding or building their brand or talking about their digital brand, a lot of them don't realize I still have a full-time job. Most of the brand building and learning about digital brands and things of that nature, I do those in the evenings and on the weekends, sometimes during lunch hour, but I do them during the margins within my life because I prioritize that as something that I really want to do. So rather than sit and watch TV shows for an hour or two in the evening or flip through Facebook for an hour, I spend my time reading books, editing podcasts. So yeah, I'm on my way to the day job right now. So here I am. I've already arrived at work. It's one of the perks, if you will, of moving to Colorado for me is that when I was in Indiana, I had an hour-long commute. I listened to a lot of podcasts, a lot of audiobooks during that time. But essentially 2 hours every day for me was kind of wasted before I started trying to make them productive hours, which is now what I try to do in the margins of my life, which means in the evenings and the weekends and sometimes, like I said, at lunch. That's the time when I work on the personal branding business and the business of career brand. And most recently, take the time to write a book. I also take the time to speak with any potential customers or clients or people who follow me on any one of the social media platforms or even those on my email list. And one of the things that surprised me in the last couple of weeks with some conversations that I've had with people is they have told me that because of the practices that I follow that are all defined in my new book that comes out in a week, they felt that I had a big branding agency, that I had a bunch of people who worked for me, and all of them are really surprised to learn that I'm not a full-time business. I am very much a part-time business. I'm building this on the side, and I thought that it would be important for you guys to know that as well. So with that said, it's now time for me to head into a day job, and I will see you in a few hours. I also love the fact that this is my view every time I get into the office parking lot. Back at the apartment, another good thing about the move is because I live so close to work now, don't have to drive as far, I get to come home for lunch. Bonus. Just finish up lunch. I'm gonna take a few minutes now and do some editing in my tiny little apartment studio. At least that's the way I like to think of it. Okay, lunch break is over. I am now heading back for the second half of the day. Pretty productive lunch. I was able to get about halfway through editing one of the videos that I'm putting together for the workbook, the companion workbook for my new book, CareerKred. So I'm waiting now at my son's school to be able to pick him up. So when it comes to this vlog, I think there's a few things I want to say kind of up front just to let you get to know my motivations behind this, if you will. But I'm really doing this to share my knowledge with a broader audience. I've learned a lot over the last several years about personal branding, about digital branding, online reputation management, and how all that stuff works with your career, hopefully in your favor. But unfortunately, for many people, it doesn't exactly work in their favor. That's what I want to help people do with this blog, is understand the importance of building a personal brand, of using your digital brand to take advantage in the tools that are available to you now to be able to boost the credibility that you have in your career, because you have great experience. We all have great experiences, but nobody will know that if we don't share those experiences and if we don't take the time to build our credibility. I mean, today we live in a world where literally you can make a first impression even while you're asleep, because people will look you up on Google, they'll search for you on Facebook, they'll look for you on Twitter, and the stuff that they find, that's going to become the basis for their perception of you as a person, as a candidate, as a human being, as somebody who could potentially become an employee. So it's super, super important that we pay attention to that stuff. Another thing I think I want you to know is I want to get more comfortable in front of a camera. It's never really been something that, I've done, actually. I mean, who has, right? But it's not something I've done regularly. It's not something I'm comfortable with. I've said many times on my podcast, which, by the way, if you don't subscribe to the podcast, check it out. One of the things that I like to do is I like to write and script everything out. And so this vlog for me is going to help me move away from scripting stuff out all the time and having to have something written down as kind of a crutch in order to know what to say. So that's another reason why I'm doing this vlog. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. My son will be here soon, and then we will drive, and you'll see me mostly scared. No, I'm kidding. Mostly not. He's a pretty good driver.
Stop up there so we're not in the way.
Stop up where?
Please don't.
Please don't what?
Turn it off.
Please don't turn it off?
No, please turn it off.
All right, fine. All right, here I am back in my studio. Had dinner already. Also, I have a couple of hours of uninterrupted fun planned, meaning editing of videos and a podcast. So with that, I think I will end today's vlog now.